Reporting live from Hunter Heald headquarters, and ladies and gentlemen, and people who don't have a gender, you are looking at a man. Well, I'll probably get canceled for saying man, but you're looking at a man who went 3 for 3 on his NBA predictions for the games last night. I expect the Nets to take care of business. They're in Brooklyn. They took care of business game 1. I expect the Lakers to come back. I expect them to come back strong and steal this game. I'm going with the Mavericks to win another game. I think the Mavericks will take a 2-0 lead against the LA Clippers. And what I was hearing listening to the games last night, especially the Mavericks game, nobody expected this one coming. The Mavericks take a 2-0 lead. He must not have watched Hunter Heald headquarters yesterday, because I expected it. I expected the 2-0 lead from the Mavericks, but we'll get to that game in a little bit. The Boston Celtics, their season's over. We knew their season would be over when they got matched up against the Nets. As long as the Nets stayed healthy, we figured that the Celtics wouldn't go anywhere. It doesn't help that their entire team, Jason Tatum, got hurt. Early in the third quarter, he got a poked eye. He was out for the rest of the game. It's tough when you don't have any All-Stars going against 3 current All-Stars and a former All-Star in Blake Griffin. But, a couple of them put up a fight. Marcus Smart had 19 points. Walker had 17. That would have been helpful to complement Jason Tatum if he could have put up 50 points. But I think this is going to be a sweep. Joe Harris had a nice 25 points. He was on fire from 3. KD put up 26 and Harden put up 20. And that's really it from that game. There's not much to talk about from that game. That was a very boring game. I think that's going to be one of the worst series we've had in a long time. It'll definitely be the worst series of this playoffs, but I am excited at least for Game 3, just to see how the fans in Boston treat Kyrie when he comes back. But if the Celtics can steal a game, that would probably be the upset of the year. The Celtics, they stink. Especially with Jason Tatum not playing. Who knows how it'll be for Game 3 or 4, but even if he's in there, they'll need 60 or 70 from him to even have a chance in that game. And I see the Nets going on in 4. And the second game we had last night was the LA Lakers in Phoenix against the Suns for Game 2. And like I predicted, I thought the Lakers would come back. I thought they'd come back strong, and you know what? They did exactly that. They came back. They had a really solid first, second, and third quarter. Except for when LeBron was not on the court. LeBron played the entirety of the first quarter, except for the last 40-some seconds. And he came back about halfway through the second quarter, and the Phoenix Suns put on a 16-6 run when LeBron James was not on the court. So that just shows to me that the Lakers are terrible if they don't have LeBron James playing on the court with them. So they're going to need LeBron to put up 40 minutes a game. He's that important to this team right now because no one else is stepping up. The Suns had a bit of a run in the beginning of the fourth quarter. They made things a little bit closer. They tied it up, took the lead at one point, but ultimately the Lakers and LeBron, AD were able to put it away. Chris Paul did not look healthy at all. You could tell he was in pain from his facial expressions, the way he was getting treated on the sidelines. He ended up only playing 23 minutes, and he only had 6 points. So that's obviously not enough to beat this Lakers team. He's going to have to either fight through the injury or find a way to overcome it. And I don't see the Suns beating the Lakers with Chris Paul playing injured. But Anthony Davis had a very strong comeback game. He ended with 34 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists, almost a triple-double. LeBron had 23 points and 9 assists. They got a nice 24 points from Dennis Schroeder. They got 15 from Drummond, which is about what he should be putting up every game, along with LeBron and 80 points. And for the Suns, DeAndre Ayton had another good game. He had 22 points and 10 rebounds. So that's another double-double. So every game he's played in, he's had a double-double. Devin Booker put up 31 points. They got a nice 19 points off the bench from Cameron Payne. But again, it wasn't enough for that team to beat that Lakers team with LeBron playing the way he did, Anthony Davis being back to normal, and with Chris Paul being not 100%. I don't know how many more games the Suns will be able to win. Now, the other team in LA. The LA Clippers suck. The LA Clippers tanked towards the end of the regular season so they didn't have to play LeBron and Anthony Davis, and they are paying for it. The LA Clippers suck. This could be a sweep. Expect Kawhi Leonard to go to Miami. He could go anywhere he wants. He could go to Portland. He might as well go join Julius Randle up in New York. But the Clippers suck. They don't have anybody in this series that is able to stop Luka Doncic. He had another great game. He had 39 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. The Clippers tried everything. They tried putting Kawhi on him, tried putting Patrick Beverley on him, they tried putting Paul George on him. None of it was working. The only way that the Clippers come back and win this series is if they treat Luka Doncic like teams were treating Steph Curry towards the end of the season. They need to deny him the ball from the beginning the possession starts. They need to double team him at all times. And even then, they were trying some double teams, but he was able to pass out of it. So I really don't see a chance for the LA Clippers to win this series anymore. They purposely tanked so that they would get the Mavericks, they would avoid the Lakers, and it's come back to kick them in the butt. And they're getting what they deserve, to be quite frank. Kawhi Leonard will leave. He will leave in free agency. I think the best fit for him is Miami. I think pairing up with Jimmy Butler, they could do some damage in the East. But the Clippers suck. I mean, they had a good game. They had a good game from Kawhi. Kawhi ended with 41 points. Paul George ended with 28 points, along with 12 rebounds. Reggie Jackson was their second leading scorer, or third leading scorer, and the only other player in double digits with 15. You can't exactly win a playoff series against on fire Luka Doncic like that. The Mavericks got a nice 28 points out of Tim Hardaway Jr. also, and like I said yesterday, if Porzingis stepped up, they would win this game last night. And Porzingis did just that. He put up 20. And that's that game. That was a fun game to watch. It was a high-scoring game. I think they had like 144 points at halftime combined. But it was a fun game to watch, and I don't see the Clippers bouncing back from 2-0 unless Luka gets hurt or I don't see them coming back. So NFL news was slow yesterday. The only thing we have is this voice message that A.J. Brown sent to Julio Jones to try and recruit him.
Yo, Julio. Hey, man, check this out, man. Hey, you see the message above right here, bro? Come on, bro. Come vibe with me, bro. Hey, you know I'm good for it. You know all them talks we be having, you know what I'm saying? Bro, you know I'm good for it, bro. You know I got your back, bro. Like, trust me, bro. If you want to carry the load, you can carry it. But if you get tired, you know definitely, you know how I carry it, bro. And another thing, you know I'm not giving my number up. I said I would. I tried to get number 1. They said I can't. So, you're going to have to rock number 8. You already know all of this, but, hey, just come mess with your boy, man. Hey, real talk, man. Hey, we waiting on you over here. You say you want to win, right? We just need a couple more pieces. Hey, trust me. Hey, come vibe with me.
I think the Titans would be a really good fit for Julio. I think that team could do a lot of damage, go deep in the playoffs. I don't know if they're Super Bowl ready yet, but they could definitely make a run. But yeah, other than that, there was no real NFL news happening yesterday. So now on to the games of the NBA for tonight. First game we have is the Wizards in Philadelphia taking on the 76ers, and I don't see this game going in the Wizards' favor. They played a good game, game one, but game twos usually aren't as close as game ones are. The teams usually figure each other out, and I think that as long as they can shut down Beal from going off, if they can limit him to 25, 30 points, I think the Sixers will have no problem. I don't see this being a real interesting game, but if it ends up to be a good game, I'd obviously love that. But yeah, I think the 76ers win, and quite easily too. The next game we have is the Hawks in Madison Square Garden taking on the New York Knicks, who will come back and take this game and even the series at one apiece. The Hawks played a really good game. Both teams played a really good game. That was a hell of a game to watch. But I don't see the Hawks doing it again. I think the Knicks were a bit too fired up. They were a bit too quick with everything. They were rushing a lot of things. I think if they just slow down and realize, okay, guys, we have more talent on this team, then they'll be fine. Because the Knicks have more talent on that team, and I think that will show tonight, and the Knicks will tie the series at one apiece. And the late game is the Memphis Grizzlies in Utah taking on the Jazz, who are supposed to be getting their star Donovan Mitchell back. With that being said, I predict that the Jazz, with Donovan Mitchell back, will take this game, and they will also even the series at one apiece. I think that was what they were missing. I mean, they built that team to have Mitchell as the star, and when you're missing that, it's hard. They played. It was a good game. There was a close game, that game one. I think if Mitchell's in that game, then the Jazz take it. I think the Jazz will take this game, and I think they'll take a game in Memphis, at least one game in Memphis. They'll go back to Utah either being up 3-1 or being tied 2-2, and I'm excited to watch that game again. So, thank you for watching episode 2 of Hunter Heald Headquarters, and make sure to share this video, subscribe, leave a comment down if you have a disagreement with me, and be ready for tomorrow, because we got news for tomorrow. Probably, hopefully. I hope so. Alright, thanks, bye.